for some action. It's time for some action. It's time for some action. It's time for some.
All right, what's up, gang? It's time to read another article. And welcome back to the Smart Tank Revolution, where we always kick out at two. I am your host, narrator, and orator, esteemed orator, Mr. Donnie Wonderful, the benevolent, intelligent, the excellence of elocution. And you all know what time it is.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Absolutely love playing that song. Love it. Love it. And you know what? It's applicable for what we have here. So, this article is by Braden Farrell, Pro Wrestling. It is called The Real Life Altercation Between Dave Batista and Booker T. The second fight we have on here, the second beef. Like they just be getting into these shoot fights. And this was something that I've heard of in passing. I've heard other smarks make reference to it. It's one of those like dirt sheet rumors here, but luckily someone's done their research on it, and I'm going to read it. The shocking real life fight between Dave Batista and Booker T. Hmm. Now, the opening passage, and of course, if you're new to this, what I do is I read and then I pause and then I add my own little notations, concerns, and or frustrations. You never know. I haven't read this, but I printed it out this time so it's easier on my eyes, my surgically repaired eyes, mind you. And this should be fun because when you look at the two, and I understand, it's not the size of the dog is the whatever, yeah, whatever that is. I used to hate that too. It's not the size of the dog, it's the amount of fight that the heart he has, whatever it is. And like, man, shut up and fight. That's what I always say, man, be quiet. But I must say, at least in my humble but yet very accurate Bostonian opinion, I always thought Booker T looked like a straight up menace, and I would never have wanted to fight him. More so than I'd rather fight Brock Lesnar than to fight like Booker T. As a matter of fact, um, when I shook Booker T's hands, and listen, I'm no midget. Right now, I am taller than Booker T. Right, but when I shook Booker T's hand, I swear his index finger poked my damn elbow. I said, "Man, this guy got some catcher's mitts. It's ridiculous." There's a picture somewhere. I'll probably put it somewhere down here. As a matter of fact, I think that's the photo that I used for his episode of The Essentials, which is a playlist on this channel where me and my esteemed colleague, Mr. Joey Business, shout out to you, where we rank wrestlers. If you guys love us the way we love you, check out some of our videos in our playlist. Actually, The Essentials. If you ever got time to kill, just listen to us rant and rank these guys on two beautiful rating systems. And I'm not going to go digress anymore. Yes, I am. I'm the tyrant of tangents. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Booker T looks like a straight up menace. He looks like a straight up menace. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Booker T wins this by TKO. However, Batista looked like a problem too. So let us begin. Okay, so there's a little preface here. Dave Batista and Booker T never really talked in WWE. However, things would heat up between the two backstage over circumstances involving wrestling's court and three-time women's champion Melina. Damn it! It's always got to be a woman, huh? There's a woman involved. I wonder if Queen Charmel got in there. I wonder. Booker T deserves his respect. Damn, that was kind of loud. Sorry, y'all. Cover your ears. But he wants his respect. And they're not going to ask. They take. Classic promos. All right, now let's get into this. Whenever I stop and interject my little soliloquies, I will remember, or at least attempt to remember, to say, hey, pause, stop, resume. This is Donnie Wonderful now, and not the wonderful words of Braden Farrell. But let me begin. All right. In the SummerSlam season of 2006, WWE superstars were heading down to a beautiful mansion in California to shoot promotional material for the upcoming pay per view. There are unwritten rules and regulations in the wrestling business that every person who finds themselves backstage needs to get in line with. Wrestlers' Court came into effect whenever someone didn't follow these unwritten rules in the back. Pause. Wrestler's Court. Then that's it. I'll continue. There was a judge, usually The Undertaker, a prosecution that generally was JBL, although there are quite a few others who filled the role, and a defense that was played by anyone brave enough to back up the accused case. In Melina's case, she was convicted of divaism, which happened to have Booker as one of the prosecutors. This may explain some of the tense feelings between him and Dave Batista, which led to the brawl. Pause. Dave's just sticking up for his girl. Dave is sticking up for his girl. We all heard these. You know what? There's got to be a video. We have to do a video on this channel about Wrestlers Court. Coming soon, our take on Wrestlers Court and the horror stories that we've heard. And how fair of a judge was The Undertaker? And how drastic were the consequences? To be continued. Coming soon. All right. By the way, if you guys, even though I'm going to read the entire thing, but I will provide a link to this wonderful article in the description box. Now I shall continue. Me, 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 me. All right. Batista, rumored to be having relations with Melina at the time, was hot about the conviction and had some ill feelings towards Booker T. They steered clear of each other for the most part. Still, in the mansion setting for the promo shoot, it was hard to avoid one another. According to rumor and innuendo, Batista was stirring a lot of the SmackDown. Oh, sorry. Let me start that back. According to rumor and innuendo, Batista was stirring a lot of the SmackDown roster the wrong way at the time, acting as though he was the standard and the top star. Booker T confronted Batista about the way he was acting. According to a day of WWE.com report, one thing led to another, and a brutal, bloody, vicious affair ensued. Ooh, pause. Wow. All right. I mean, superstars, professional wrestlers, whatever we're calling them, of that size, they're fighting. They're gonna be some blood. They're gonna be some blood, some bruises, some black eyes, some stab wounds, or something. Like you know, I'm super curious. So here's what I like about these articles too, right? And the last one I did was Scott Hall versus Marty Jannetty. I love how they how they feature their accounts towards it. And like, here's Booker T's perspective. Here's Batista's perspective. The other one that we have on this channel and this beautiful growing playlist was Bret Hart versus Ric Flair, which was another piece of beautiful um, article and journalism displayed right there before our very eyes. And it had, Ric Flair's short perspective, and it had Bret Hart's very long and elaborate perspective. You might want to check out those videos. But okay, so this one here, we're going to start with Booker T. So the subtitle for this section is Booker T recounts his version. Hmm. Booker T recounts his version of his fight with Dave Batista. Sorry for the dramatic pause, but let's proceed. On his podcast, Heated Conversations, Booker T recounts I remember being out in the pool with Tatanka, and then Dave Batista shows up, and it was almost like a cloud coming over that nice, beautiful scenery. What ticked Dave Batista off with me was that I was always vocal with things. At this shoot, I told Batista, hey man, let's just get this out in the open. I really don't like you. You really don't like me, but we got to work together. It's our jobs. We got to go out and form together. You know what I mean? But if you ever cross me, you're going to have to deal with these fists. Pause. Hey, that's the warning. Hey, that's like, hey, you mess with me, you mess with me, you either going to hell or the hospital. Oh, obviously Booker didn't say that. Saying that would have been better. All right, proceed. Booker T continued. Later on, he and I actually confronted each other like men. Fight went down, and I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but I got fast hands, man. I'm quick with my hands. I remember when I was a little kid. I was about 13 years old, and I got beat up in my front yard. That was the last time I lost a fight. Needless to say, I put a good beating on the boy. Ooh, pause. Okay, according to Booker T, that fight went exactly how I would have envisioned it going. But let's see. That was awfully short and concise, and really careful. Most importantly, I read these for entertainment purposes, and because I know, this voice here that's narrating to you, it's good practice. Come on now. You guys are being soothed by this for free, for free. But yeah, obviously, we don't here at Smart Tank Revolution, we don't condone violent fighting. I myself am a boxer, a boxing trainer. I would prefer a more conditioned and supervised method of doing this. To say the least. One where nobody's job will be in jeopardy, nor their health. But again, men have to be men. So let's see if Dave Batista agrees with this. So, subtitle to this portion is Dave Batista recounts then I always get caught. Sorry. Dave Batista recounts his version of the brawl, with the emphasis on the his version. A little extra seasoning that I sprinkled in there. All right, proceed. Okay. We had to get past this. It had been brewing for a long time, said former world heavyweight champion Dave Batista. The fight was so intense, both men were left swollen and bloodied, and it took nearly a half dozen superstars to separate them. It's over, said Batista. We will agree to disagree. We won't be friends, but we will work together. I can promise you we won't cause problems. But Dave Batista does have an issue with the way he's been portrayed in the locker room. Some guys say I've been running around claiming to be the top money draw in the company, that I'm carrying the WWE on my back. I never said anything like this. The rumors break my heart. I would never disrespect guys like Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H with comments like these. I am not a prick. Batista said he hopes I'm sorry. Batista said he hopes the issue is finally over. I want to move on. It's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I can't wait to get back to work again. Oh, according to Dave Batista, you guys went blow for blow. Bloody. Ugh. Busted lips, eyes, and everything. Arturo Gotti, Mickey Ward. You guys went toe to toe. Let's see. All right. Continue. It was simply about respect, that's all, reflected Booker T. I have no ill will toward Dave, but I feel like he doesn't know the history of the business, that's all. Maybe he should study the history. There's a lot of us who paved the way in this business for men like Batista, says Booker. When I started, guys like Greg Gagne, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and countless others were in WCW. I walked into the locker room and had to earn their respect. It took me 16 long years, but I earned it. Respect isn't a right, it's a privilege. Um, Pause. So I guess, and that's the end of Dave Batista's version. But most of it, well, it sort of ended with quotes by Booker. So essentially, Booker T says, he put a whooping on him. Dave Batista says it was 50-50. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's see. What's next? Our subtitle: Have Dave Batista and Booker T buried the hatchet? This is probably the most important part of this section. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? I'm sorry, continue. When asked if the two men have buried the hatchet, Booker T pointedly said, "We'll never be friends. We'll never exchange Christmas cards, but I will work with Dave in the ring like nothing ever happened. It's not about us, it's about the company. And more importantly, it's about entertaining the fans. I'll never do anything to hurt our product." The majority, if not all of the dirt sheets will say Booker T won the fight, but Fit Finley insists otherwise. Finley, who was called into the room after the brawl had begun, had this to say about the fight in a recent shoot interview with RF Video. Pause. Ooh, okay. A neutral opinion. Let's see. Resume. I don't know what started it, but they were rolling on the floor, stated Finley. They will say that Booker T got to Dave. That's not how it was. Dave was on top of Booker T. Booker T had a swollen eye. Finley continued. When we pulled it apart and stood him up, Charmel kicked Dave right in the nuts. Pause. Oh, that's Charmel wears. Oh my goodness. The queen, she wears heels. She wears heels. Oh man, damn poor Dave. Okay, resume. Nobody would tell you that, but she snuck a kick in and kicked him right in the nuts, and he didn't sell it. Pause. Time out. There's no way in the world you can't sell that. There's not a man in the world that can get kicked in the nuts and not sell that, even if you raise it. All right. If you you graze it with any sharp, blunt object. Not saying that a shoe is, but come on. She must have kicked him in the thigh. Like that, there's no way in the world. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. All right. Continue. Booker T was threatening. "I'll come to your door. I'll find you in the dark." And Dave Batista said, "No, we're going to sort it out right now if this isn't over. It's got to be over right now." Then it broke down and it sort of fizzled out, and they just agreed to disagree after that. Dave didn't get beat up by Booker T. That's probably the main story out there, but that's wrong. Pause. Um, Not necessarily sure how to process that. Does that sound like something Booker would say? And I understand, yeah, we don't. I'm just saying. Um, I guess the only part that really turns me off to this whole story is the fact that Dave Batista got kicked in the nuts and didn't sell it. If that's the truth, if Dave Batista caught a straight up groin shot, I'm talking about shaft and scrotum and he didn't sell it, then damn it, Booker T probably lost. Ain't nothing you can do. I don't think there's anything more painful you can do to a man. Come on. Come on. All right. I believe we're nearing the end of this. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Yes, we are definitely nearing the end of this. This is the final section. It's called the aftermath. All right, continue. It seems things have calmed down since Booker T claimed we'll never be friends. As it turns out, Booker T, 11 years later, said, "Batista and I, right now, guys, we're good friends. We buried the hatchet. That's water under the bridge. In 2023, Booker T also shot down any lingering rumors that he and Dave Batista have a long-standing beef stemming from their physical altercation in WWE. Booker explained that it was due to a lot of testosterone in the locker room and that not all wrestlers get along. Booker T reiterated that Booker T reiterated that stance on the latest Hall of Fame podcast and said if they met, he'd tell Dave Batista he admires him as an actor. If I saw Batista today, I would give him a hug and tell him how great he's doing in Hollywood, he said. He's knocking it out. He's freaking killing it. Booker T admitted both men haven't addressed the incident much in the media. It was an incident that happened between two men, Booker expressed. And if you're a man, you know something about that. If you're a man who's got testosterone running through your body and you're in a testosterone driven business, you might get in a fight with somebody. That doesn't mean you hate them. Don't mean you don't like them. It was an incident that happened. To give an example of how often scuffles happen, Booker claimed he and Eddie Guerrero whoa, time out. Proceed. To give an example of how often scuffles happen, Booker T claimed he and Eddie Guerrero even almost got in a fight despite being close friends. I don't even remember what the fight was about, he chuckled while wearing Guerrero's t-shirt. In this crazy world of pro wrestling, somehow Dave Batista and Booker T managed to patch things up like most superstars with intense beef seem to do eventually. They probably send each other Christmas cards now, too. Wow. That's the article, ladies and gentlemen. I was surprised that Booker T says that him and Eddie Guerrero almost got in a fight. Latino Heat? How do you fight with Eddie Guerrero, man? Eddie Guerrero is just, you know, El Paso darling? Come on, man. That was Eddie. But, man, what did you guys think of this? What did you guys think of this? And who do you believe? But most importantly, actually, I don't want to divide. I don't want to divide us like this. The most important thing is that today, both men get along. The hatchet is buried. Like Book said, it's water under the bridge. And I'm happy for both of them because they're both great superstars, both great entertainers. And I'd rather have both of them on my side than to have them oppose me. And to honestly have them oppose each other. That's great. This is this is this is perfect harmony right here. Um, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X would be proud of you too. And so are we here at Smart Tank Revolution. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Please accept our invitation to subscribe to the channel. And please be on the lookout for some of our new content, which includes more Essentials episodes, Raw rebuttals, Dynamite diatribes by my co-host, Mr. Joey Business, and even just more random thoughts. Because when I plug this mic on, well, I have no idea what I'm going to say. I mean, this one I kind of did because I printed the article to read. But nevertheless, I had fun. And we're here for the people. We're here for you. I am in my office. And in my office here at this firm, there is an Xbox in the main conference room. We also, for that Xbox, purchased NCAA 25. I want to plug that game. That game is great. I could be playing that right now. Instead, making videos for you. So when The Rock said he was the people's champion, he also meant us here at Smart Tank Revolutionists too. So thank you for listening. If you made it this far, be on the lookout for the next one.